Hey, what is up? Welcome to this episode of the Entrepreneur to Entrepreneur podcast. As always, I'm your host, Brian Lofrumento, and I'll tell you what, so many of you listeners joined us through this podcast journey of moving from Boston to Los Angeles and now back to the East Coast here in Florida. But I will say that living in Los Angeles gave me so much appreciation for an industry that is incredibly difficult. I feel like this is our sister industry because they go through so many of the same challenges and obstacles and growth progression that we all go on in our own businesses, because this industry is essentially everyone is their own business, and that is the world of acting. So that's why today we've got an incredible actress joining us today. We're going to learn so much from her perspective, the skills that she's picked up along the way that she's been navigating the industry to make waves in it. She is involved in so many cool projects, and yes, that entrepreneurial spirit has also driven her to starting her own YouTube channel this year as well. So lots of cool things coming from this actress. Her name is Renel Kiriakos. She is a Greek-born actress who is based in London. Her studies in an American high school in Athens left her bilingual with a keen ear for accents. Her British roots brought her to the United Kingdom, where she has spent the last few years building on her career as an actress. Performing was always a central part of Renel's upbringing. I'm so excited to hear her backstory from her, and she even found herself on screen during her first months of life. Throughout her childhood, Renel keenly participated in any drama-related activity that she could access, and she is blessed to have found her calling defined at such a young age. Her love of performing introduced her to music and to dance, and this has complemented her acting skills tremendously. We're going to get into how Renel decides how to expand her skill set. You'll see that whether it has to come with horseback riding skills or even professional belly dancing, there's so many things that Renel has picked up along the way, and hearing her perspective is going to give us insights in our own journeys, because she has a motto of follow your dream and you will always be the winner. I'm super excited to dive into our conversation with this amazing actress who has been all over the world. So I'm not going to say anything else. Let's dive straight into my interview with Renel Kiriakos. All right, Renel, I'm so excited that you're here with us today. First things first, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for hosting me today. I'm so glad to be here with you.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm so excited. Honestly, Renel, it's going to be so much fun for all of us to hear your story and your perspectives, because like I said in the intro, acting is not an easy industry, and you've been making waves in that all across the world. So first things first, take us beyond the bio. Who is Renel? How did you start doing all these cool things?
So I was born, and I have a double background. I have also roots in the United Kingdom, and as well I'm a Greek, so I'm a mixed. I had the opportunity to enter in the industry as a really young age, so I had this excitement to be part of this. I had raised up, and I went to an American high school, so I have this mixed American British accent, and of course I can switch from the British to American accent really easily because of that. So I moved to London to study. I had studied Egyptology, and at the same time I started studying in Pinewoods. Whoever doesn't know what Pinewoods is the film studio where most of the Hollywood movies have been produced. Some like James Bond, Pirates of the Caribbean, Mamma Mia, Harry Potter, a lot of great movies, Tomb Raider, have been filmed in those studios, so I was blessed to be part of this. So what happened is I was taught there, and the funny stuff is at the same moment I was there and studying, the last Star Wars films was filming, so I was being there with the actors. So it was really amazing. I didn't know them personally, but I was like, see them. I was, it was pretty amazing. So after that, I had been participating in a lot of short films around in London. And after that, I'm doing, during the time COVID started, so they stopped, unfortunately, but I still moving forward from this. I'm still moving forward from this, and I opened my social media, TikTok. Recently, I opened my YouTube channel, and I'm moving forward from this. And of course, I'm planning other other acting points from this. So I'm planning to do and other productions in the near future. I will not speak for them just yet, but you will see them in the near future.
Yes, that's super exciting, Renel. And it's really cool to hear that backstory because, like I said in the teaser to this episode, is that having lived in Los Angeles, I saw the entertainment industry is such a difficult one. And for all of us consumers, all those great movies that you just listed, we see the end product and it looks so easy and it looks so effortless to us. But of course, it's because the stars on the screen, the actors and the actresses are so talented at what they do. And that's the entire goal, that it looks easy. But give us some insights into that world of acting, because for all of us as entrepreneurs, we know how hard our work is, but we see your work only as consumers. Renel, what's it like on the other side? Talk to us about the preparation, the work that goes into making these types of productions possible.
First of all, you have to be there really early, like 8 o'clock. So I usually woke up at 6:30, and the filming didn't end until 8 o'clock in the night. So this was every day. And during the weekends, you had the preparation for the next week. So yeah, it was pretty 24/7 job.
Yeah. Talk to me about expectations, because you've done this since you were literally a baby, and I want to hear that backstory. But what about that industry? What about being an actress always appealed to you and said, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to pursue?
When you are a baby, when you're so young and you're in this amazing place and you have these amazing experiences, it's like something triggers into you. It's like, I want to be part of this amazing place. I want to be part of this amazing world. And it's like a dream. It's like a dream place. It's a feeling that it's really hard for the most people to understand how amazing it is to be in those studios and do this job with those actors and those producers and those people who have so much experience in the industry. It's so exciting that you don't want this to end. It's amazing.
Yeah, Renel, I love hearing this perspective because, as you said, it's the top. It's the elite talents in the industry that inspire you along the way. So I want to ask you this, just knowing how incredibly well you've been trained and how many skills that you've picked up along the way. What are some of those lessons? Because obviously the mindset behind it is important in your journey as well. So I know that you're a big believer in following your dreams and you'll always be the winner. But give us some words of wisdom that you've picked up along the way through your trainings or your own experiences.
I think the word is to work hard. I mean, never being disappointed, because it's not easy, as you said, and this is really important, to not to be disappointed at the first, no, at the first failure, at the first obstacle you face, because in this industry you're gonna face a lot of obstacles, and you may not be prepared for the most of them, but at the end of the day you have to overcome them in order to become, to do your job.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because rejection is so important for all of us, whether it's in business, whether it's in acting, or whether it's in life. We all need to face it. So, Renel, it's essential. We could name any of our A-list favorite actors and actresses, and Leonardo DiCaprio has been rejected for roles. Literally, Tom Cruise has been rejected for roles. Renel, walk us through your response to those, because it's inevitable for all of us in life and business and acting that we're going to face that.
Yeah, we are going to face a lot of, rejection, and you have to be prepared for that. So not to be disappointed at the first obstacle, as the first no you will hear, because you're gonna hear a lot of no's. So like, you don't need to be disappointed, because you maybe somebody don't like you, but somebody else will be thrilled about you. So it's not something objective. It's something how this works. So every time you have to try again harder and harder to achieve something better. If you see you made a mistake in something, you have to correct this mistake. Okay, I had this I had this failure, I had this disappointment, but this is not gonna stop me. I have to try harder and harder to fix every little detail, so to be perfect for the next time.
Yeah, I love that perspective and really appreciate it, because one point that you just made there, it's super important for all of us, which is a no is not a universal no. It's not a no from the entire world. It's a no from that individual opportunity. It doesn't mean that we're not right for other opportunities. So that's such a valuable perspective from you. I want to ask you about skill sets, Renel, because as I went through your work and all the short films that you've been in, and it just seems to me like you have such a diverse skill set. And I guess part of my question is, are those intentional? Do you set out and say, you know what, I want to add Kung Fu and Tai Chi into my skill set? Or are these passions that you've gained along the way, such as, I know that you've been into horseback riding for a long time, are those things that just come from life, or a very intentional professional decision?
For me, it's from life. I love horses. I love the animals. I'm an animal lover. So especially horses, I love them so much. So this was like a passion for me to express. And of course, the Tai Chi, yoga, I'm also a soprano. Those are natural talents. You cannot force them. You cannot wake up a day and say, I'm going to be a soprano. No, you cannot be a soprano if you don't have a good voice. This talent has to be inside of you. You cannot be a horse rider if you do not love horses, if you don't love animals in general, because you have to take care of them, you have to love them and to be around them. So if you don't love them, you will not be able to be around them, and you will not be able to be a horse rider. The same is for everything. You need a passion for what you're doing, even it's sports, it's singing, acting, dancing, you name it. You have to love it.
Yeah, I love the fact that you call that out, because it is so important. And coming back to what you and I previously talked about rejection, we need that passion in order to ride those waves, the good waves as well as the bad waves. It's the passion that's going to get us through those things. So I want to ask you this, Renel. I've actually never asked an actor or actress this question, and that is about getting into the roles that you play. Because when you're on the screen, you're not you anymore. You are truly the character that you are playing. What's that mindset like, getting into those roles? Because I'll interject this into the conversation that all of us in our lives, in our professional careers as entrepreneurs, we need to get into the role of selling our products and services and believe in what it is that we're doing. How do you get into those roles, Renel?
So the first thing you have to do is to do your research. For example, if it's a role that has a specific character, all of the roles has a specific character, you have to know the characteristics of this character. First of all, you have to know the background of this character. You have to study hard about how this character was built. For example, if you need to do something really difficult, a psychological or something with mental problems, for example, you have to study these mental problems and to see how those persons, how those people are reacting, how those people are, are doing those things, and why, what's the reason behind their behavior. So you have to study their behavior, you have to study their characteristics and their character, and to build your character on those people, on real people. And this is really, really important to know how to build your role above on real people. You maybe need to copy or to watch and understand people in real life. For example, somebody who has a bad experience, let's say about a divorce, and you want to have to play divorced woman, you have to be around a divorced woman to know and to understand those experiences if you don't have them yourself, or to recollect experience from your own life in order to, to play this role. So yeah, those are important.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of that involves an immense degree of empathy, because using the example of a divorced woman, if you've never been a divorced woman, it not only understanding those emotions, but being able to actually feel and channel and display those emotions, that's the real talent of actresses like you, Renel. So talk to us about that empathetic element.
For example, maybe somebody is not divorced, but all of us, for sure, we have one rejection or one bad relationship, or a relationship that end up something, somewhere in our life. So you have to connect to this feeling you once had, and to reproduce it in this, for this part of the character, for example. Or you need to recollect the feelings you had for another experience and to harvest it, to use it in this specific moment. So you have to connect with those people, even you don't have your own the same experiences. You usually have a similar experience. For example, a divorced woman maybe has a child. If you don't have a child, but you are divorced, but not divorced, you have split, or you have a bad relationship, or you have something that ended somehow, you will use that in order to build your character in the future.
Yeah, I love that perspective again, because so much of it, we keep coming back to the human element, Renel. And I think that especially in my industry, so many people keep talking about AI and how that's changing industries. I feel it as a podcaster. I mean, I just watched a video before you and I hit record here today of AI creating, it looks like two humans talking to each other in a podcast format, and they're saying great words, but they fail to capture that emotion, the rawness, the realness of what you and I are talking about. How has AI played into your industry? Because of course, the entertainment industry, people are also having those conversations. I'm curious to hear your perspective on it.
I think we have to find the balance in this industry. What I mean, AI, it's a great technology, and it could be a lot useful if it is used correctly. What I mean by that is, like, we need AI to build a perspective. For example, you can use AI to build a role, or to help AI to help you to communicate, or to see your glitches, and to see your where you can be improved. You can help AI, you can use AI as a help tool instead of based in the AI and replace the people.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be honest, Renel, it's something that all of us face in our own industry. So hearing the fact that you have that, the word that keeps coming to mind for me is supplemental. It's going to supplement a lot of things that we do. I would imagine that even from a script perspective, AI has unique abilities to do some character development, all of that, but totally agree with you. It's never going to replace us humans.
Yeah, however, it cannot replace us. AI cannot replace us, cannot replace the emotions and the depth a human has in those. AI can build a character, but cannot build the depth in this character, cannot build the emotions in this character, cannot build the perspectives in this character, and the expressions a real human has. So it can be used as a help tool for people and not to replace the people.
Yeah, and along those same lines, Renel, I'll tell you one thing that I feel about AI is it will never be able to dream. When we talk about goals, our listeners all around the world, they all have goals and dreams, and they're really interested in growth. I'd love to hear your growth goals as well, because within your industry, there's so many pinnacles and opportunities and peaks that you can reach. What's the future of Renel Kiriakos?
I think right now I'm working in too many projects. I'm mainly focused on my YouTube channel. Recently, I opened it recently, and a lot of videos are coming to express myself and show my talents and stuff. And of course, I have other projects in mind, but I'm going to reveal them later on because those are going to be like at the end of 2025 or 2026 ready. So, yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you about your YouTube channel because it's something that listeners have come to know and love as we've been taking that more seriously as a podcast this year as well. But what I really love about your YouTube channel is it's your real life. It's the real you. I felt like I knew you even before we hit record together here today. So what's the inspiration behind it? How have you found that voice and that style that you're looking for? Because again, it's video format. And I know that it's easier for you. You're comfortable in front of cameras than most people are. But talk to us about the inspiration behind the YouTube channel.
It was exactly that. It was the idea of showing to the people the real me, of showing who I am and what I'm doing behind the scenes, and when the cameras and the lights are off. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, I love that. Talk to me about some of your biggest influences in life, whether it's actors or actresses that you look up to or motivational influences, whether it be books or videos or movies. I'd love to hear some of the things that really inspire you.
A lot of people has inspired me during the time. Like, for example, I have of course, my family. Seriously, my family is the first people, especially my mother, the first person I'm looking up to. She's a really strong woman, an independent woman. So I'm looking up to her. And of course, if you see about the industry, I'm going to tell you a lot of great people around this industry. And for example, I really loved a lot Madonna as an artist. And she's a very good singer. I'm an actress. She's a singer, of course, but she's really talented, if you ask me. So, yeah, I'm a fan of her.
Yeah, Renel, I want to go there with you because listeners know I'm Albanian. My mom is from Albania. You're Greek, and your mom, you hit the nail on the head. Greek and Albanian women, they are strong and they know how to guide us with love and with encouragement, but also with a little kick up our butts when we need it, Renel. And so I'd love to hear some lessons that your mom has imparted on you to pass that wisdom and knowledge on to the entire world.
My mother is a really strong person, as you said. As a Greek woman, she's, except from an independent woman, she's a really strong woman who, being on her feet, she has stand on her own feet. She raised me really great, and she taught me never to give up. She taught me that, never to give up and follow my dreams and chase them with everything I have. So yeah, that's the
I love that. It's right in line. My mom, the three words that she's always repeated to me ever since I was a kid was anything is possible. And it is that reminder to dream big, which, Renel, I want to ask you that difference because in your industry, there are people who dream big versus those who really never take off and never take that risk. So yeah, is there something you want to add there?
Yeah. One more that she used to tell me, and if if they don't laugh at your dreams are not big enough.
Yes, I love that. Honestly, my favorite book is The Magic of Thinking Big, and that's exactly that premise, is we have to dream big. So that leads me right into that question that I threw out there, which is, what's the difference between the people who really make it? Is it a question of dreaming big? Is it the persistence, the hard work? I know it's all of these ingredients, but I'd love to hear from your perspective, what makes that difference to reach that next level?
I think the word is never give up. Whatever happens, whatever in around the world, you see, we had passed the pandemic period, the strikes in the industry. Now, those rumors and everything, and whatever happening, never give up. And this is the point. You don't care. I do care what is happening, but at the end of the day, I have to focus on myself in order to have, to be on the next step. So yeah.
Yes, that is important advice for every single one of us, no matter where we are in our lives or our professional journeys. That's incredibly important. Along with, it's that resilience, that grittiness. We see so many successful stories from your industry, Renel. Like, I think about Jim Carrey. The more I learn about his life, he was homeless in Vancouver, Canada, drove his van down the coast to Los Angeles and slept there and said, one day I'm going to make it. And he never gave up. And that makes all the difference. So, Renel, you've been such a wealth of knowledge and really important perspectives and insights. I always ask this question at the end of our interviews, and you can take it in any direction that you want, and that is, what's your best piece of advice? Knowing that listeners are tuning in over 150 different countries and at all different stages of their growth journeys, what's that one thing that you want to leave them with today?
Keep dreaming and never give up your dreams.
Yes, important advice, and it's not advice that we can hear just once. We need to always remind ourselves of that. So, Renel, it's been so much fun hearing your backstory and the direction that you're working on. I know there's so much hard work that happens that when we see you on the screen, we take for granted that final product, but we don't see all the work that goes on behind the scenes. So I'm so appreciative of you giving us that backstory here today. Drop some links on us. I know that you've been super active this year in building up your social channels, and obviously you've got a really great website that showcases not only the work that you've done, but also your different skills and all the great opportunities and roles that you can play and that you have played. So, Renel, where should listeners go from here to check out all these great things you've been putting together?
Yeah, you can check out my YouTube channel, 3LH. It's the name of my YouTube channel. You can check out my website, www.renelkiriakos.com. And of course, you can check my Instagram. I'm posting every single day on Instagram and at Renel down space Kiriakos.
Yes, listeners, and you already know the drill. We're making it as easy as possible for you to find all of Renel's links down below in the show notes, no matter where it is that you're tuning into today's episode. And like she said, if you want to follow her journey daily, add her on Instagram, check out her YouTube channel, as well as check out her website. You'll find all those links down below so you can click right on through. You don't have to remember any of the spellings of any of that. Otherwise, Renel, on behalf of myself and all the listeners worldwide, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much for having me today.